I'm with you. I would rather see Vindicator than a Puppet Master, but
going against a Magnus, like Vindicator is good. Just pick it up.
just going now, yeah.
I need to whisper Saint Rock saying, just pick up Vindicator, just for me, please. Like, I need to see it.
It's not. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, if they pick it up this early, like, what can you do if you're the Hellborn team to like respond to a Vindicator pick? I guess you just not go as intensive like magic casting ability heroes.
I think Vindicator needs to be punished in the laning phase, like similar to like say like a Thunder, not even like a Thunder, but like his laning phase is really weak. Obviously, he doesn't have any escape mechanism, but they do pick up the Puppet Master, so I don't think we're going to see Vindicator this game, which makes me sad. But
it makes sense.
I guess they picked it up because they won it in the second game, which makes sense, just common knowledge or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a shame, but you never know. Zing might pick it up instead, so we'll see. I don't think they will, but I'm hoping.
Wishful, man. Dude, Vindicator's your new favorite hero, apparently. Just like all of a sudden.
After this game, I'm just going to spam Vindicator, because clearly it's been owning.
Apparently.
Back down to like normal Horn, right? We've got Engineer Magnus picked up, strong lane. It looks like they could even try lane it. I think Zinc have realised that they can't really. I mean, I've seen a few games where Zinc have picked up junglers, and I think the last time Reason have played Zinc, actually, I think Reason 1-2-1. Wasn't that a crazy game?
Last time Reason played Sync, that was in the cycle, yeah.
I'm pretty sure Reason won, or beat Zinc 2-1, I think. And I remember actually that Zinc were picking up quite a lot of junglers. Yeah, I think they was picking up quite a lot of junglers going against Reason. And I think they've done the right thing, actually, that instead of trying to beat them with junglers, they've just matched down to their level and just just spammed aggression with them instead of trying to beat them in a different strategy, which I think is the right thing to do, because like Reason always plays dual supports, and unless you can have like a set strategy to try and beat them, you just try and beat them at their own game, because dual supports, they play it just so well, and against junglers, which is just passivity, like it's really hard to balance the passive play with a jungler when you're going against such strong aggression with dual supports. So I think going the dual supports, or they could easily go jungler here as well, but I think Zing have decided to go two supports, which Flux play, a lot of AoE synergy already, Engineer Magnus and Flux, that's going to be a big issue. And like, I'm just putting it out there, but Vindicator would be really good. Like, I'm being serious.
Still would be pretty good, yeah. No, you're right, I agree. This lineup is a... But like, if you were to go Vindicator here now, like, where would you lane him in this case?
You'd have to put him in support, which doesn't work at all. But like, I don't think they should pick it up now. But against the Hellborn lineup, the Vindicator would work though, because if you have quick enough fingers, like Flox would pull you in, and by that time you should be able to ult, which just completely cancels out Magnus and Engineer. So that would obviously be quite a good counter pick to Hellborn's lineup already. I've seen Zinc actually run this kind of really strong AoE synergy. Wasn't that the crazy game against BMG where they had like Flux, Engineer, Magnus? I think. You know, the game where like BMG picks up like the Swiftblade, the Doombringer, and it had like 3 or 4 Doombringers.
Oh, the crazy. Yeah. It was. Yes, it was. They had the Flux. Yep. Flux is the one that got the Doombringer first, actually.
Yeah, and and the point being is that they can go late game as well. Like with such a strong team fight, yeah, they don't have the strongest late game heroes, but when you have that strong team fight, that it almost goes into the late game, if it makes sense. You might not have the best late game heroes, but your team is so strong that even in the late game, it sort of overpowers the amount of carry presence coming out from the Legion side. Yeah.
Gauntlet's interesting here mainly because he was banned the first 2 games. I mean, initially banned, then second tier banned the second game, but he actually gets picked up here and going to be in the hands of Super KG, maybe? I mean, actually, no, probably Pro Busk.
I think it'd be Pro Busk. Like, he did do really well, actually, in game 2, but I still think his main role is that kind of farming initiator. Like, I really love him on Pebbles, but he has been banned out here. But like, I think whenever I think of Pro Busk, I think of Pebbles, because like he just farms so well, and whenever he gets that portal key, he always makes things happen. Like we saw in game 1 where like Reason were really far behind; they were like 5 to 7k down, and he was the person individually to bring that golden XP back.
Yeah.
So I really like him on that hero, even if it is like a gauntlet as well. That kind of mid-initiator, kind of playmaker, is his perfect role, in my opinion, anyway. So.
Now, what are we going to see followed up to pick here? I mean, I was looking at the bands there. We got Drunken Bubbles, Moon Queen, Sir Bensington, Doctor, and Torturer. No Kraken band here. I wouldn't be surprised if Cinco's Kraken.
Yeah, fair. I think Niv 4 is still on the board, although he doesn't really synergize as well as, say, a Pebbles does. Although they do play near Forest so well, there's still a potential, like with, say, Puppet Master. But with the Pharaoh pickup, I think they're going to really try and go for the early sort of game laning phase, because I think they've realised they can't really match up against the AoE and sort of late game potential of the Hellborn side. They're going to try and beat them in lanes, get like an early, say, 5 to 10k gold and XP lead before the team fights even happen, because like there's so much aggression here on the leading side, and they've got to probably pick up the support next. They don't have that sort of second carry presence. Gauntlet and Pharaoh don't really offer much after, say, 30 to 40 minutes, whereas Flux and Magma still offer quite a bit extra even after that that sort of mark. So
they used a lot of time early on. Did Reason Gaming too? So I think they were already down to like 40 seconds after the first tier of ban. So they had to kind of rush a little bit quicker, perhaps, and they're already down to 1 second now. But obviously a little more thinking time for CiC. Pyromancer, okay. We saw the last series, but that was more of like a joke in the end. But this game, I mean, this is the third game of a best of 3, so they go Pyromancer, though.
Oh, yes! Yes! I knew
they
it!
would.
Oh,
they would go
yes.
Vindicator, because why not?
I'm in love.
A support Vindicator, though. I mean, or is it going to be a support Puppet Master? Would that be out of the question?
Oh, I've seen Reason do this before. I honestly have seen Reason do it before, and it works. Like, the amount of lockdown they have for Puppet and with his spells is really, really strong. Yes, Vindicator. Oh, I'm so happy right now.
I mean, that caught us off guard. I wouldn't be surprised if that definitely caught CiC off guard, because they would have probably banned Vindicator in that second tier bans if they thought this was going to happen.
Yeah, definitely. That's such a curveball. I mean, Flensmeister now must be crapping his pants. He's like, oh, crap, I didn't ban Vindicator. We're in a whole world of hurt, but this game, right, Vindicator is going to own. I can feel it.
No, but yeah, Puppet Master, as they go Corrupt the Disciple with their final pick. So, but yeah, exactly. Puppet Master, he's one of these cases. It's like, yes, we see he's a carry hero. He's known as a carry hero. But you look, you think about his skill set. It's like, wait a second, it's pretty good for crowd control. It's not too bad to be a support option.
Yeah, I've seen Saint Drox actually play this before. He plays it in a short lane. Obviously, he doesn't have the strongest, say, in like a dual mid or even a tri lane, because he doesn't offer that set stun like I've mentioned before about Revenant. But he can definitely work against going against like a suicide. So if he's going against, say, Magnus, most probably, it can definitely work. The only problem is that I think Hellborn are definitely going to run a tri lane against it. And that is the issue, because Puppet Master obviously doesn't offer that much. Yeah, he offers lockdown, but he doesn't offer like a set stun compared to like a Master of Arms or a Glacius, etc., etc. And also his spells don't offer a lot of damage as well. So his early potential as a support, yeah, it can work against a suicide because you can box him out quite effectively.
Yeah.
But when it comes into the laning phase, it's going to really be weak. But he does have Vindicator there, probably the best hero in the game at the moment. It's really sort of supported, so it should be fine.
Sword to the top of your list right there, but I gotta say though, I'm genuinely very amused at that happening, because it's like I didn't think there's any way that was gonna happen.
After they picked up Puppet, I was like kind of a little bit semi-trolling, saying, "Oh yeah, pick up Vindicator," but I was like, yeah, they're not going to pick up Vindicator, which made me sad, but I was really not expecting to pick up this Puppet Master support, although they have played it before. The only problem is that the laning issue is really going to be an issue, though, because if Zinc do decide to go a tri-lane, which I think they're going to say run the Engineer, Pyro, Magnus, and leave the Flux and Corrupted solos, like, if Reason do decide to face the tri-lane, not only is it going to be quite weak, like Puppet is going to be really underleveled as well. So even if the tri-lane doesn't go too bad, he needs those levels to really become effective for his CC to happen. Because obviously in the late game he could even sort of turn into like a secondary carry.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, it's going to be the laning phase that's going to make or break him, and that's what's going to happen. What's going to be required is actually quite a lot of movement coming out from Probusk or Super KG to really ensure that the tri-lane isn't too sufferer. That, or they could even just dodge the tri-lane completely and just say put Pharaoh bottom and then dual lane mid and dual lane top. But then that's obviously going to make Zinc rotate, and then there's going to be loads of like action and sort of lanes going everywhere like we saw in Game 2. So.
Now, again, a lot of talk about the Vindicator for good reason, but Corrupted Disciple, again, the final pick there for CiC Esports. This was after the Vindicator. It's like, okay, now what do we want to finish with, knowing that that's going to be the case? They go with Corrupted. Is there any logic you can see there?
I mean,
sense?
Obviously, it's quite a good anti-carry, but in honesty, I think they were thinking of picking up Corrupted anyway, because I don't think there's a much counterness to the Vindicator. Obviously, Vindicator does do a lot of damage, and obviously sapping that is gonna reduce Vindicator's effectiveness. But in the end, I don't think Corrupted side was say, oh, they picked up Vindicator, let's pick up Corrupted, if that makes any sense. And also another little point to note, I'm about 85% sure, but the damage coming out from Master's Incantation is not going to be affected by the conduit coming out from Corrupted. So in a sense, it's
true.
Yeah, the Vindicator is not like a counter to Corrupted, but it adds an extra feature that most carries don't.
Very true. That's a good point. Yeah, and again, we found out for the first game too. Apparently, it goes through like a protective melody.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So that's something interesting to keep in mind. Obviously, it happened to be on his team this time with the Rhapsody in this case. But
I mean, this Rhapsody is going to be like it. I know Adro is definitely up to the potential, but if he can land some big ultimates, there's a lot of AoE synergy, particularly with the Magnus and the Engineer and the Flux. If Rhapsody can get a good ultimate off, stop the initial onslaught and initiation coming out from Hellborn, they don't really offer that much after the ultis are being used. Yeah, they've got the Corrupted for the sustained damage, but after that, there's not a lot of sort of sustained DPS in terms of magical and physical other than Corrupted Disciple. Whereas we've got the Vindicator. We saw in Game 1 how much sustained damage he had with that Master's Incantation. So as long as they can maybe bulk up for the initial initiation, Legion should be good. But we're going underway. Vindicator, just going to get a couple bloodlusts and should be fun.
Yeah, a couple of bloodlusts, huh?
Yeah, a couple.
Because that can happen more than once? Not really. Okay. Yeah, he's just that strong. So, top lane, we're going to see Gauntlet heading up. It's just so funny seeing this with Puppet Master, but, he's playing support this time, as we've clearly established, so being played by Saint Rocks here, so him, Gauntlet, and then Rhapsody. It
does look like they're going to run the tri-lane then, which is... we've mentioned before, like what I said, isn't the strongest tri-lane with Puppet Master, but it's obviously running the tri-lane with Gauntlet's going to be a lot better than Vindicator. I didn't actually recognise that, I should have, but sending Vindicator's mid. But we actually saw in Game 1 where I think it was Mickey playing the Magnus, excuse me. He actually did really, really well against the Vindicator, and I saw Zibe kind of struggling in the early sort of stages in the laning phase. So we'll have to see if he's going to be going against, who's going to be going against, probably going against in the Flux.
Yeah.
So I think he might even have a worse time in terms when he was going against the Magnus. But we see, again, we saw it in, I think it was Game 1 or Game 2, where the tri-lanes didn't meet again. They've just ended up dodging each other in the end.
Yeah, they are. So, no. Unfortunately, not a whole lot of action. But again, these games have been action-packed with that said.
Yeah.
So.
But if the lanes do stay as they are, it's actually going to be in favour of Reason, because shutting down the Corrupted is going to be a lot more effective than shutting down the Pharaoh. All Pharaoh needs to do is get XP, and then you can sort of become important and relevant in terms of ganking, whereas Corrupted needs a good early start, because he's really the only carry Zinc have in this lineup. So
yeah. Look at this. They are going to try to get the angle right here, cut through some trees maybe, but Pharaoh, no, he's just a little bit past. Okay, maybe stun. No.
Yeah, Pharaoh has to play really far back here, because if he gets caught out, he doesn't have an escape mechanism other than his walls of mummies. But he's going to lose lane. No, he's not. Oh yeah, he's going to lose lane control. This is going to be kind of bad. I don't know if he should have done that actually. I don't know. He didn't get the CS from pulling the creeps. Like you normally see, people pulling the creeps for the last hit, but he hasn't actually got any, and he's going to lose the lane control here anyway.
Yeah.
And he won't be able to move from this lane now. Oh, top lane. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, they were so close. I thought they were going in on him.
Hey, they're thinking about it, but again, Flinsmeister just talking about Pharaoh. Just about that. They could hold hands if they stretched out. Yeah.
But it's the same here with Corrupted and Pharaoh. They've got to just make sure they don't die. If they push up any little bit, they're going to feed. But at the moment, I think Reason are going to be in favour. It depends actually. How's mid doing? Yeah, Zibi actually having a bad time. It's the same actually in game 1 as well. Actually, he was quite suffering in the lane.
Pharaoh, bottom lane. Super Genji always going to have to go a different path right here. This is when you know it's bad. He's running towards the Hellborn base, and yeah. Panty's going to get the bonus kill. But they're going to get a response here. They're going to go for it at least. There's a grapple in from Gauntlet right there. Crypto Disciple. Yeah, the auto attacks to fall. Now ports are coming in. Not going to be in time, though.
Really feel good. That's really questionable. Yeah, I really understand that they want to help him out, but TPing in this early in the game is really not. They're going to switch up lanes. That's not actually that bad. I thought they were going to try TP to save it, but I guess they're going to try and rotate the tri lane. But a tri lane with Corrupted Disciple isn't that strong. It would be a lot better if they had a tri lane with a Magnus, which was intended for in the end. Magnus might rotate perhaps, but. And going in top lane.
No, he just missed the stun. Puppet Master, you got to give credit to Saint Rocks right there. A little bit of a sidestep.
I think they should have turned it. Like when in a trial, if one spell is missed or isn't useful, then they need to turn because obviously it's a lot. You're missing out. Engineer might be in trouble.
So we finally see that Travis's trial lane coming about again. Maybe not exactly as planned for the Hellborn team, but it still has potential. They're playing the aggressive here, but in the end, still no kills going to be coming when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I thought they could have turned there because once you miss one spell, like the potential to turn is so much more because obviously they don't offer as much because they missed the spell, etc., etc. But they didn't in the end. The middle lane though, Vindicator is slowly getting his farm, which is fine. Like we saw him actually get like almost stomped on in the early laning phase, but he did end up becoming such a strong force in the late game. So, and he's not doing too bad anyway. He's only like a couple of CS behind this Flux, so. Hopefully it shouldn't be the biggest of deals. And also, Flux is one of those heroes, yeah, you might be winning the lane, but you can't really put your foot onto the lane and really push out this Vindicator compared to, say, like a Bubbles who's crushing a lane, etc.
Yeah, I mean,
and also Vindicator... Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Well, that Magnetic Surge, too, that Flux has, it's such a powerful tool because it's 25 mana cost. And it's like, you can last hit with it easily, you can harass with it easily. Now, look at this positioning from Vindicator actually coming out. Release is going to be used, he's going to be fine, but taking advantage of the invision right there.
Yeah, and he did get the rune as well, which is going to help him in this lane in terms of region, etc. So he should. Oh, top lane. Yeah, they're going to be going in on Pyromancer right here. They catch him out of position, a little too far up, and he does go down. Conduit on to Gauntlet, but not nearly in time. They're going to chase, but yeah, they just can't get enough damage off. He has 7 charges, but. Whoa. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, this is what I mean. Like, what does a Corrupted Disciple Trollin even do? They hook in like one of the heroes, and then Corrupted just like puts Conduit in. But by the time he's already like the other hero's already dead. Yeah. He doesn't offer a stun. He doesn't offer like any sort of lockdown to help his teammates. Like this tri-lane is really bad, and like the puppet tri-lane isn't that strong. But now he's getting levels. It's going to get even worse for CiC here.
It's a lot of CC now. He's leveling up the Puppet Show. It's 3-second crowd control just from that. They're going to catch Corrupted. That's going to be an easy catch. Infernal instability. There's the now Rhapsody gets pushed in by the keg. Nice to replacement as well. He might fall. Disco Inferno not enough. He does go down, but at what cost here? Engineers on the run. The Enfeebles coming into play. Inferno instability though once again to take him out. And now Pyromancer's in trouble. He has a Dragonfire stun.
Yeah, he's fine.
Okay.
Oh, he might. No, he's got. Oh, he might be in trouble. Yeah.
1 second. Are they going to dive? No.
He's not going to go for it. But yeah, like, what does this Corrupted do? Honestly, it's like they really should have put the Magnus up here. I know they didn't want to send like the Corrupted bottom because the Corrupted Suicide isn't the strongest, and they wanted to put Magnus down there. So if supports did roam, he'd be a lot safer than the Corrupted. But like, it's the tri lane that they need to put more focus on. Like, if you're putting 3 heroes in one lane, then you have to make sure that lane is being useful, if that makes sense. And at the moment they're not, and as a result, that's why Reason are really quite far ahead. So.
Back to the middle lane. Oh! Flux gets low. There's that damage that you're talking about. Vindicator does plenty right there, but Flux just barely survives. That's Flux for you, though. He's got those 2 crushing claws and manages to stay alive barely, but he does. How's the bottom lane going, though? Pharaoh 23-7, Magnus 25-4. So ever since that adjustment, especially.
Super KG's actually really surprised me. Like he got nothing the first couple of minutes, and where Magnus got complete free farm. And yet, he's going in here. It should be fine. And yet, like Super KG's really like holding his own against Kaiser here. Like this really shouldn't happen. To be honest, like Kaiser should be doing it like a lot better. And I think it just goes back to how well KG is playing, actually, to be honest, than the fault of Kaiser. Like if you're getting shut down for like a couple of minutes. Top lane. Yeah, they're
going to go in. Gauntlet's just running up. He's not even going for grapples. I like how he's just running up. Vindicator ultimate is used right there on the Hellborn team. They cannot respond. And down goes Puppet Master. Or excuse me, down goes Corrupted Disciple, I should say. And they're going to chase on an Engineer now. Kegstun hits a couple in the background, but it's not enough. The damage is so strong. The Rocket also assisting, and down goes to third.
So big. And that's what I mean. Like, we talked about how global ultimates can be a real big helpful in the tri-lines. We talked about the Bombardier, we talked about the Thunderbringer, but the Silence is just as good. Like, they could have maybe saved the Corrupted Disciple there if they could got their stuns off, but they couldn't. But it still goes back to this tri-lane being so inefficient. Like, like the Corrupted Disciple offers absolutely nothing. And now they're switching up the lanes. Corrupted Disciple was going bottom, but I think it might be too late. Like, it's gone at level 6 now, Puppet level 5, Rhapsody level 5. Like, they made this decision well too late to really make a difference.
Yeah, I mean, you could almost say it was almost miscommunication on the Legion side. I mean, Gauntlet started running back as the ultimate came out for Vindicator, as if like it wasn't expecting that, but it's like on the moment call, they made it happen, and obviously you kind of just see the Hellborn team just standing there, but it's like, well, there's silence. There's a reason for that. Magnus misses a stun at the bottom lane. Keizu underestimating his range right there, it looked like. He thought he had it, but it was not even close, to be frank, onto Pharaoh.
But like they've got, I mean, Reason have like really drafted this quite perfectly. They knew they was going to like run their tri lane, even when they were going against the solo. They knew like, oh, middle lane, Vindicator.
Yep, he's in trouble. There goes the stun from Pyromancer, the follow-up, and down goes Vindicator. So good catch by CiC Esports. They make it a second, actually. Rhapsody also gets caught. Staccato stuns, trying to sort them out right here. Flux is locked down, Dust, and actually the tower, one more! No! Just not enough. The bottle charges. Barely enough.
Yeah,
bottom lane, yep, Eruption, but guess what? He's out of range, yeah. Oh, man.
This is not going well for CiC, but look, they've got to rotate lanes because they got so destroyed in the tri-lane, and like, when this happens, you're on the back foot, and it's just so bad, especially when you've got good sort of active heroes like Pharaoh and Gauntlet. When this Pharaoh decides to get active, bottom lane, he's going active now.
Well, speaking of being active, yeah, Corrupted Disciple can't do much by himself. He dodges the stuff from Pyromancer. But at least that does delay him from going in for the kill. But he's just going to turn on the Pyro. He's like, screw it, I'm just going to get you and maybe Corrupted Disciple. And no, Magnus stunts in. And that should be the end of Pharaoh. Yeah, hasten Magnus.
And luckily that Magnus was there. That Corrupted could have fallen as well.
Yeah.
But look, they've completely ditched this top lane just because of the way they've laned it, honestly. And there's a reason why they're so far behind in Golden XP. It just goes back to really a bad call, in my opinion, coming out from CiC. They should have definitely put the Magnus top. Middle lane, actually, Vindicator might be in trouble as well.
Yeah, they're diving big time. Vindicator has his ultimate. He's not going to use it, though. He's stunned that duration, so no
Puppet
point to be
6
had.
As well. Man, this is looking really,
that's
really bad.
Support Puppet, yeah.
Exactly.
we got to keep reminding ourselves that. It's like level 6, that's not a big deal. Oh, wait.
Oh, no, he didn't. So he looked like he popped out here.
He also goes Whiplash, by the way. What do you think about that as a support Puppet?
Whiplash. Middle lane.
Yep,
oh,
there's the Vindicator ultimate, though. That was perfect timing. Perfect timing. Engineer's in trouble. He is going to survive in the end. The supporting cast comes in, though. Those auto attacks, will it be enough for the kill? Yes, it will. Xzibit gets credit. The Gauntlet pass in the meantime on the Flux. He pulls it back in, and down goes Flux.
The Vindicator breaking. Look,
yep.
It's doing work. Oh, Paramount's won't make trouble as well. No, it's fine. That Vindicator was definitely dead. Instead, it was turned up 2 turn kills coming out. Like, this Vindicator, so much work. Man, Vindicator,
Is this the series that really makes it from a niche pick to a go-to pick? I mean, he's really showing a lot. Even in the losing effort in the first game, yeah, it was fun to watch. And
I'm really glad they didn't, because to be fair, most of this lead, although I'd like to say it was down to Vindicator, it probably wasn't. It was mainly goes back to the tri-lane up top. But I mean, he's still having a big impact in this game, especially like we saw there with the final chapter, silencing everyone, stopping gank, returning
I think the
kills.
biggest thing to note, though, real quickly, with this Vindicator, to not get too far ahead of ourselves, is that he's been picked up as a niche pick in a sense in these games, because the first game we mentioned that the Hellborn team he's going up against, it made a lot of sense with the lockdown and everything.
That's true.
If you pick it up earlier on, they can maybe draft around that to a sense. So, and in this game, they surprised us all.
Yeah, I saw CiC trying to address the Vindicator. I said his laning phase isn't the strongest. They tried to gank him there, but a good TP rotation. And then again, like we saw the counter actually with final chapter. So maybe they were just a little bit too late to really address Vindicator, because at the moment the final chapter is quite a good counter initiation spell to set up any ganks coming out from Reason Gaming.
Yeah.
But yeah, Reason have played really well. They had a game plan and they're executing it like almost perfectly. Port coming bottom lane, Puppet Master. They might try and set up a game, but I don't think they realise Engineer who's here as well. They might be in trouble.
There we go. There's the jump. Puppet Master is here. The Puppet Show immediately applied. Will it be enough damage for the kill? Flux even pulls him in. Pharaoh goes back in though. The hold is still on a Magnus. Protect him out in the last second. Pharaoh's gonna live, and here comes the Legion response. Magnus, he stuns out and gets the kill on a Pharaoh at the last second. Nice job by Engineer as well with the keg stun, but it's probably not going to matter in the end. Magnus will escape, but you also see Pyromancer obviously getting picked off, so 2-for-1 exchange. Everybody coming for the Legion team.
So close. Whew, that's very close. But no, like, going back, like, reason have put their game playing perfectly. I said actually in the drafting stage that they need to win in the laning phase, because when it goes into the mid game, once portal keys are picked up by Magnus, Engineer, Flux, they won't be really able to engage them. But at the moment, they're like 5k gold ahead, which I said they needed to be around the mid game. It's sort of slowly crawling into the mid game, and reason are exactly where they need to be. But they can't underestimate the power of the team fight coming out for CiC Esports right now. Vindicator. Flux, Magnus and Engineer is such a strong combo that they could easily drop top lane. Pharaoh might be in shot, it should be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, like once Engineer gets level 6, pick up a portal key from Flux and Magnus perhaps, then they can maybe just group together and the team fight is so bottom lane.
Oh yeah, they go in right here, the portal key gauntlet. Magnus though, he's able to stun in it. And actually the damage not a whole lot again. That's a support Puppet Master right there, so not the most damage. He's gonna go for the TP. It actually might work. Yep, it is. He knew that they didn't have stuns. Probust does get picked off though, so good counter coming out from CiC Esports. Good bait on their part. I mean, that was a big dive though from
I think Tanny could have ulted Puppet there to get the kill. I don't know if he was just afraid to use it and not get the kill, but I think he should have definitely done it. Middle lane actually, Engineer might be going.
Yeah, they're trying to chase him down. Oh, he's going in the awkward path here. He's trying to maybe escape, but yeah, that's not going to happen. He goes down too, so CiC actually slowing things down finally.
Yeah, a few kills is all they need to get back in it, and I really think Reason needs to be ahead before the mid game, because although they have Vindicator, or bottom lane, the TPing in there. Yeah, they have. Magnus really get picked off. Oh, okay, so close.
That's unfortunate.
Oh, that's unfortunate because they could have got the kills on Corrupted actually if he didn't go for that. Unfortunately, but they have the Vindicator to sort of stop the team fight coming out from Flux and Engineer. But if he say doesn't put the final chapter perfectly, then the team fight is still going to be in favour of CiC Esports. So they do need to get ahead, I think, before the mid game happens. So they're going to try and push this tier 1. And is this going to be bad for Reason? I think they're too enclosed.
No, it's they're not going to go for it. At least doesn't look like all 5 from both sides are here. Yeah, Legion team. I mean, Vindicator Ultimate's down. The Hellborn team probably knows this too, so that's a reason, if anything.
Yeah. Although Magnus doesn't have his portal key. If he had his portal key, I don't think they would be able to take this tier 1 tower at all, or even sort of question it. But
yeah,
they're backing off anyway. Like they just don't want to take the risk. Like fighting in closed space at tier 1 tower is just a risk they don't really need to take. So they're going to back off in the end. They've got portal key on Gauntlet, so they can maybe try and focus on getting a few pickoffs, say with Puppet Master as well. Puppet Master and Gauntlet. And that's another thing with like Puppet Master. I don't know what his item choice is going to be, but he's really paying off. Like going Puppet Master support is good and bad. Like it's pretty bad at the early stages of the game, but now it's sort of in the mid game. It can really pay off, I think. Especially if you can find some farm maybe in the jungle, or just to find a spare lane to sort of farm it. And if you can get a few items,
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I mean, what kind of like is it your typical support? Maybe like a tablet, astrolabe, like or is it like more of a offensive build?
Yeah, I think you should play the same way as if you were going to play like a carry Puppet. Honestly, I think I'd like to see maybe like an Assassin's Shroud. I know it's like not really something like a support player would do, but like the hero itself is so strong for ganks, and if you just add to that with like an Assassin's Shroud, I think it can be a real help actually for St. Drox if he decides to go it, but we'll see. He's quite far away from Assassin's Shroud. I'd just like to see him pick up some farm, which he's going to do. He's going to find some farm here. I really don't like to see him go Whispering Helmet because he's not going to be the main carry, so he doesn't need to like get loads and loads of farm. So just looking at Assassin's Shroud helping ganking, I think would be quite good.
Yeah, you see triple stack Ancients. If they clean this up, if Magnus gets all these kills, or at least the majority of them, he probably has that portal key. So that's obviously going to be big for CiC Esports once again. Mickey. Or that's Keizu actually playing the Magnus, I should say. Mickey's actually on the Flux. That's actually interesting. Usually we see it the opposite way around, though I think about it, as far as who's playing what hero. But, in this case, it is what it is. It's not like they're bad on these heroes by any means, but a little bit different than what we're used to seeing, perhaps. But Corrupted Disciple kind of pushing at the top lane or farming where he can. Again, he's had a slow start here, but slowing it down a little bit to himself. You can see the Energizer earlier on. Flux, though, Keizu, when he does play Flux, he loves to go to Astrolabe. It looks like Mickey might be going for that here, too.
Yeah, like I don't know if he could still maybe go a portal key as well like, off the Astrolabe, but he doesn't necessarily need it, I guess. They've got the initial initiation from the Magnus portal key, but I guess the portal key from Flux would just help the Engineer ulti combo even better. One thing to note, though, I'd actually like to see Oh, Pharaoh might be in trouble here, actually, here in the top lane. No, he's fine. I'd actually like to see Super KG. I know it sounds really weird, but I'd like to see him play the secondary support and let Puppet actually start farming quite a bit. Because Pharaoh, he really almost sort of tapers off quite a bit in the mid to late game. Yeah, he's got his ulti, and with some farm, he can be quite useful with like puzzle box or plate. What's the word? Chainmail, barbed armor. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah. But Puppet is going to offer a lot more. And so if they could somehow rotate Super KG onto like the secondary support with like warding or whatever, I think the warding would be mainly done by Adra actually, but I just like to see this Puppet get some extra farm because I think it's going to be a lot more useful than like a Pharaoh with some farm. Mm-hmm. So if they rotate like him onto the third position, keep the Vindicator on 1 and then maybe the Gauntlet, so even put like the Gauntlet on number 3 and just have Vindicator on the 1 and the Puppet on the 2.
I mean, Puppet Master's been farming the Legion jungle quite a bit here, so... Maybe that's the idea, at least. Pharaoh's going to distract at the top lane, keeping them occupied, but in the end, no engagements happening.
Bottom lane, by the way, I might be trying to set up a gank on my precious Vindicator.
How dare they? I mean, it's a level 11 Magnus, but okay, he falls now, he's going in. This is big.
He's dead. I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Probably dead, unless the E's right here. It probably wouldn't even matter. Yeah, he's going to be gone right here. Will it be enough damage? Yeah, easily.
Yeah, well played coming out from Kaizu and Pani. Like, it's one of those things that it's really great patience coming out from Kaizu and Pani. Like you might be sitting in the trees like, oh, we should go, but like they weren't going to kill him if the eruption wasn't channeled first. So just really well played coming out from Kaizu and Pani, waiting for Zebe to push up, and as a result they get the rewards and get their kill on Vindicator, which is definitely worth the wait. Mm-hmm. So.
Oh, apparently I misspelled Reason Gaming at the top of the.
Oh yeah, someone whispered me that.
Here, I'll just change that real quickly. Not a huge deal. Made that quick change. There we go. Now it should be good. All right, spelled it correctly. There we go. Yay.
Let's go back to school break.
Yeah, really. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm American. Education sucks here. Bottom lane. Okay, no engagement. Well, maybe actually. Magnus is kind of nearby again. He doesn't have the eruption this time, but they keep committing. Just a stun alone with that.
I don't think they see Rhapsody here though.
He's hiding off to the side. Yeah, they need more.
I'm just getting spammed from random people saying, change the overlay, change the overlay.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
So it's begun.
Triple Stack Angel's taken up here by Pro Boss, actually. If you could get a Strong and Hair, actually, it would be quite big. Actually, we see Puppet Master probably going for the tablet, which I'm not too fond of, actually, to be honest. Like, yeah, like, he's a support, but I think they need to play to the hero's strengths. Like, yeah, I think he's just too focused on support mode. If he was playing, like, I don't know, like an Empath or, like, a Glacius, but yeah, the tablet would be good, but he has to remember he's playing Puppet right now, and, like, he needs to get some farm A, and B, get some items that will be more useful for the hero he's playing with. One thing I actually haven't put enough focus on, which I think they really need to put focus on, is Strong and Heads. If they can get like enough Strong and Heads here on the Legion side, the Hellbond's team fight is reduced dramatically. Like, what do they have? They have Corrupted Disciple for physical damage, and at the moment, the Hellbond side aren't really pushing the sort of team fight, which they should, I think, because once the Strong and Heads come up for like Gauntlet, Vindicator, and I think Puppet should actually get one before Assassin's Shroud, actually. Now thinking about it, because like then they almost nullify 4 heroes on the Hellborn side, practically. So Strong and Head is a really big issue, and it's actually really lucky that Reason aren't being bombarded with team fights coming out from CiC right now.
Well, yeah, and you're talking about an underfarmed Corrupted Disciple to an extent too. So, but in the end, they do get the barbed armor on Pharaoh. You see an Invis Pyromancer here. He's really getting some information.
I think he's just looking for a support. He can easily kill them with Blazing Strike. Although the rest of the team is coming out here. There
we go with Flux. They pull him in right there. Rhapsody going to be caught now. She's going to be caught now. Vindicator ultimate is used to try to save her for the time being. She is going to stay alive. Pharaoh in the background. He catches Engineer as the electric field comes out. They do get the kill. But at what cost here? Gauntlet gets the grapple in. And down falls Pyromancer. But now Pharaoh, he's in no man's land. He gets picked out. Magnus does it to Puppet Master. And Puppet Master 2 is going to fall. So numbers advantage in favor of CiC. Here comes the push.
Yeah. That was a team fight they just didn't want to take Reason. Like I said it before, like Hellborn's team fight is superior, but once they were like initiating when they were 4v5 after Raps got instantly picked off, it's just a team fight they need to just like take the loss and just back out, because getting 1 kill on Rhapsody for like an ultimate and 5 TPs down bottom lane is fine, but giving away 3 kills just almost encourages that kind of play for Zinc. And And I said before, Reason are getting quite lucky that Hellborn aren't sort of team fighting, but now they're getting in the swing of things. I think the team fights are going to keep on happening, and it's really spelling almost disaster for Legion. So once Legion get the Shrunken Heads, it's going to be perfect. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, they're going to collapse on a Conqueror here, it looks like, at least in that direction. I don't know if they're actually going to do it or not, but I mean, you see the vision right now on the map here. The Legion team lacking it for the time being. That bound eye, as it tends to do, is... What, do they have a bound eye? Did I just say that for no reason? I thought they had a bound eye for some reason, but never mind. That was the last game I must be thinking of. The middle lane, though, they're going to go for a catch right here. Flux with the pull-in. Just too far, though. They're still diving, though. They really want this. In comes the dust and everything. Fair in the background now. He gets him with the mummy walls. Gauntlet with a big Gauntlet blast. They capitalized big time on that dive right there. And now Corrupted Disciple, he's in a lot of trouble. He's going to end up falling. Flux is getting blocked right here. He's going to end up going down. That backfired big time for CiC. Hat trick for Xibik.
I mean, I said that they took a bad team fight bottom lane, but this is the perfect a perfect team fight they wanted. They need some kind of advantage to win these team fights over Hellborn, and when a dive like that happens, then they can definitely take the team fights there, especially with a good ulti coming out from Vindicator right there. It's level 2 ultimate as well, so 4 seconds. That really disrupted Hellborn's initiation, and as a result, that team fight was completely won by Reason Gaming. So well played by them.
Man, I mean. Yeah, it's between Gauntlet and Feral. They did a lot of lockdown there to start that off, and that was without a Vindicator ultimate. Yeah, no Protective Melody used, no Vindicator ultimate, the big one. Really winning that fight big time. So you got now 3,000 gold saved up on this Vindicator with that tablet already finished. So perhaps just going to go the very same route that he went last time around, which I believe was a Shrunken Head to follow. Yeah, or no, Sheepstick at this point was to follow.
Yeah, he went Sheepstick, wasn't it? And then he went Half. I think although he went Sheepstick last time, I think he needs a Shrunken Head this game, in my opinion, because like Legion have by far got the better late game, but they need to sort of survive the initial sort of onslaught coming in for team fights here on the Hellborn side. So getting that Shrunken Head, yeah, it might be bad for farming, or might not give you the best late game, but once they get survivability in their Shrunkens, they should start winning these team fights, even though they won the last team fight. But I think they just came back to a big dive coming out from Hellborn in the end, and a better team fight than Legion, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, and as far as team fight goes, I mean, CiC was looking to maybe push again right there, but then they decided to fall back, and probably for the better. Again, Vindicator's ultimate's up now, and they were ready to jump themselves, as also Gauntlet is nearby. So no fight going to be had, though. Again, those Shrunken Heads, though, it's finished on Gauntlet, so there's one of those at least. Coming out.
I think Vindicator is going to get one, because I think he realizes that if he gets a Shrunken Head, he's not going to be in that much danger, really, from the big AoE synergy and combo for CiC. But it really goes back down to the laning phase. Like, I think CiC really did want to group up and fight earlier, but once you're behind in the laning phase, it's really hard to sort of group up and start team fighting, really, because like you get your items delayed, you get your levels delayed, etc., etc. And as a result, the team fight is really not as strong as it should have been, like, say, 5 to 10 minutes earlier. The Gauntlet's getting his Shrunken Head, Vindicator's just purchased his as well. And it's almost like Hellborn have missed that timing almost. So it'll have to take some really big plays coming out from Reason to start making big plays happen in these team fights, I think.
Is that Flux? Yeah, he just ulted right there. He just he has a regen rune, so I think that was even more of a scouting purpose ultimate.
Yeah.
Check out what's going on. It's not it's not a long cooldown, but it's 80 seconds still at this point.
Oh, middle.
So. They almost. Wow. Oh, they did. Yeah, that was awkward. Oh, it still hit him, but it doesn't matter. He's fine. And actually, Engineer coming in. Gauntlet, oh, he's able to dodge that. Now Gauntlet's going to go in on Engineer, but here comes Magnus. Vindicator after the side. No ultimate coming out just yet. He puts down his E right there with the glyph. Engineer just drops. Again, the true damage making work right there. They also get to the mummy walls on a Flux. He gets tapping it out, though. Going to be fine initially, but not fine enough. Xibik still chasing. The auto attacks needs one more. Gets it off. Flux goes down. Magnus misses a stun. Down goes Pyromancer, and this was without a Vindicator ultimate. Once again. And they're just going to go.
So much damage still. Like, he hasn't even got any damage items, and that Master's Incantation is just so much work still. But it goes back to actually like a bad initiation and team fight coming out from Hellborn. Like they wasted Magnus Eruption on a Gauntlet who just popped his Shrunken Head and just walked out of the Engineer ulti. Like when you run like a big AoE sort of synergy and big team fight, that you need to have a 5-on-5 team fight in closed spaces. They had like a 3v2 kind of team fight. and they couldn't space out their damage over the 5 heroes, and as a result, Vindicator could just easily turn.
Oh, that was big actually. They got Final Chapter used for nothing, so that's actually a pretty good cue there for the Hellborn team. Magnus, see portal keyed at the last second as he stunned into farm. If it wasn't for that immediate portal key, he was very likely dead right there. So good reaction. Again, now they know Final Chapter's down at least. But at the same time, I mean, everything else is up, and again, they've shown that they don't even need it in some of these fights here. So that's not like a, oh, let's just go all out now kind of cue by any means. But if they find the chance to jump here, and that might be at this bottom lane, they're gonna at least put up a little bit of a fight here. Penny, if he gets hooked, he is dead, and he gets hooked, and he is dead. Guess what? That's what happens. Yeah, that was a nice hook by Probusk, though.
But now reason of good stun. Pharaoh might be
did they catch Pharaoh? Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, and the problem now is like CiC. Yeah, they might have superior team fights in terms of like they're going back in.
Are they? Oh, wow. It's one to the top lane. Yeah, they're going back into the bottom lane. They catch Magnus right there, and now Flux is going to be pulling him with the mummy wall. He pulls him in himself through the little mummy wall, but now Flux is going to end up dropping. Here comes a conduit, though, from Crypto Disciple. They know they just shouldn't expect more because the TPs are on cooldown. Big Magnus stun, and they get the Conan Puppet Master as well as Rhapsody. So at least they clean up a couple, but, a lot of resources used right there, including a buyback onto Magnus. Still think the big picture in favor of Reason, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. And I was just about to say that, middle lane as well. Pharaoh might be getting picked off.
It just keeps going. Oh, he hits the illusion, actually. That almost, he went for it, but obviously not enough, so Pharaoh falls.
Definitely, giving away 4 kills right there is, 3 I think, is definitely something what CiC needs to get back in this game. But what I was going to say, Magnus or Hellborn have the superior team fight in terms of the heroes they've got, but once they're sort of down 10,000 gold and the Shrunken, big hook onto middle lane, Magnus might be.
It's the Gauntlet Blast so weak. He actually stuns away at the same time. That's the second time that's happened now, in a sense.
But yeah, it's just when they're this far behind, it doesn't really matter what kind of team fight or hero composition you have. If you're this far behind, the sort of hero composition and sort of strategy and the team fight, although they might have it in theory, being 10k gold behind, I think Reason actually have the superior team fight right now. So it's going to be awkward to see in some team fights, really, especially when Shrunken Heads are being picked up by Gauntlet and Vindicator now. 4 out of the 5 heroes are going to be doing absolutely nothing. So this is going to be absolute sort of chaos actually in these team fights, because Vindicator and Gauntlet are going to be doing absolutely whatever they want. As well as the silence come out from Vindicator, it's going to cause all sorts of problems for CiC, and I don't think they really have the potential. Assassin's Shroud picked up by Vindicator actually. That's something.
That's very different.
Different, yeah. I don't know if I like it though. It's good and all, extra, gain potential, etc. But this hero really excels on having high intelligence to make his master's incantation even better. But I think it might be for added movement. We actually saw Zibe switch up his boots from game 1. He had steam boots in game 1 and chose the Ghost Marches in game 3, and he might be having mobility issues. I did see actually in game 1 that he was just sort of lacking behind for those extra auto attacks in game 1, but I guess I think this is just going to help him with any mobility issues he has. He has a tablet as well, so he should be getting as many auto attacks as possible. But
it is kind of a double whammy in terms of negative though, compared to other, he's intelligence based and not agility based, so he's not really getting the extra benefits from that in terms of damage. But on top of this, you pointed out, the W's doesn't get benefit from that because it's not the intelligence game.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's I can understand if maybe a lot of people wouldn't agree with it, but I mean, at the same time, you made some good points. There's good survivability and a little more mobility is the big thing there. So,
I think Ghost Marches was enough. He has tablet as well, for all the mobility he needs, and I think maybe a Hellflower or a Sheepstick would maybe have been a bit better, but. It's still, his choice. He might be getting a few kills off as well with this Assassin's Shroud, which would be quite big. Actually, he's going to get this kill.
They're ready to respond, but they need to be careful about responding right here. Yeah, if they jumped in, that could have been disaster for them, honestly. So, Engineer gets picked, and that's that.
Yeah, he probably will get a few kills with the Assassin's Shroud. He wouldn't have got if he didn't. Oh, top lane.
Yeah, Magnus is going to easily put the Son of the Puppet Master. That should be a kill out of him. He's going to hold his ground initially, but Rhapsody is at least able to get out of there. So at least something. He put the voodoo puppet down. That was interesting. I don't know if that was going to do anything, but
it's only a 2-minute cooldown, so it's not the biggest of cooldowns in the end. I think Hellborn might decide to maybe even take Congo, perhaps. Or they might try and get this...
Yeah, they're trying, but he's reacted a little too quick.
The later this goes on, the worse and worse it is for Hellborn right now. Yeah, they've got the carry and Vindicator, but I mean, Puppet is closing on his Assassin's Shroud. Vindicator is getting more and more farmed, and really, the 4 out of 5 heroes are really only good in terms of sort of magical damage, which doesn't really sort of scale into the late games since everyone's sort of picking up Shrunkens as well. So...
Haystream just spotted it up there by Vindicator, but I don't know if we're going to be able to make use of it. Maybe, actually, bottom lane, there could be some very possible action. You see Boundai on a Flux here. Has that ready to go. So, again, the Assassin Shroud, and keeping that in mind here. Oh, he doesn't go Assassin Shroud on Puppet Master. He actually gets the Arcana, so... Yeah, he was sitting on a Steam staff. I was with you, maybe expecting to see the Assassin Shroud too.
I think Puppet and Vindicator should have different items, or swap items, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a fair point, yeah.
I just think Puppet offers a bit more better gank potential than the Vindicator, and Vindicator sort of offers more with a health lower, but it doesn't matter really. They're quite far ahead now. They've got kind of the items they need. The main 2 pickups are honestly with the Shrunken Head on Gauntlet and on Vindicator, and they feel happy to take this bot tier 2. So.
I clean up the rest of the Ancients that just happened. They were spawned right there on the Hellborn side, and gonna clean up the tower as well. So yeah, no defense being put up by CiC. Again, they really need to choose wisely here as far as where they go, because keep going back to even without a Vindicator ultimate, they're having troubles. Imagine with one. So unless you're very certain on the initiation, you got to be careful. And again, the point I made at the end of last game, the first game where they ended up losing, but still, the fact that it perplexes as well, as long as it's within 1,000 range, and then his E after that will continue to perplex people. So that's something else to keep in mind. I mean, not being able to use your Shrunken is also a big deal.
I told you, this hero is just like OP. Like.
Zibit is doing his best to show that. What is up here? Yeah, he is dead. Oh, and they actually jump onto the side. The Gauntlet goes in on Engineer. There's a Vindicator ultimate. The final chapter coming out. Corrupt Disciple and Flux. All they can do is watch right there as the one hero's picked off. So the both supports get picked. Now, a lot was used by the Legion team again. A lot of ultimates and Shrunken Heads here. But they're going to go for Congo. I was going to say, so I don't know about pushing into the base, but they're going to go for Congo, it looks like.
Yeah, they've got a really good Congo team, actually. With Pharaoh and Gauntlet, they're going to be dropping this Congo so quickly, and I don't think Hellborn are really going to be able to contest in. And now Legion have got Congo as well, or they might try and contest. I really think they need to at least try and steal it or do something, because fighting against a token is even worse. Like, they're losing team fights 5-on-5, and going against a 6v5 is going to be even worse. I'd actually really like to see Magnus just try something crazy and try and steal it, because they're not going to win a team fight 65.
Yeah. So
they need to make something crazy happen. Really.
Kongor, yeah, he is going to have the double damage Vindicator. That obviously helps. Again, they have ultimates already on the Hellborn team, and they got that synergy ready to go. So I think the Legion team's definitely aware. They got wards obviously being counted currently, but they're not going to fully commit.
I think Zinc realized that if they give up this Congo, they're not going to win any more fights pretty much. So this is going to be like almost their last stand. If they lose a team fight, I think they might even throw in the towel here, because they've really missed their timing. I've said it before, I think 20 minutes, 25 minutes is where they really peaked in terms of sort of Magnus Engineer and Flux combo.
There we go. Big initiation on a Power Master to start things off. Mummy Walls goes out. Power Master's going to fall right off the bat. Magnus, he's handling the eruption. The Gauntlet Blast, he destroyed it though with the Portal Key. That was a split second, being a huge difference in the back of the grapple. Hits Corrupt Disciple, but the Hellborn team is chasing. Vindicators on the run with everyone else. Puzzle Box just delivered to Pharaoh in the meantime. Puppet Master ultimate comes down, but it's not going to be enough damage to take out Corrupt Disciple. He ends up falling, and CiC Esports is going to be able to chase him away. Now, big heroes live on the Legion side, but still a good hold by CiC. And actually, Gauntlet, he's going to get stunned. Going to have any kind of grapple here away. Yeah, he grapples with Magnus. He is slow, though. The release hit him, and that's probably going to be the end of him. Kexon just out of range. Magnus, though, he's ready. He's got a stun ready, and there you go.
Yeah, honestly, that disjoint coming up from Keizu on the Gauntlet Blast was a massive reason why that teamfight went so well. Like, not only because, obviously, he got his eruption off, but also Gauntlet had to run all the way back into the teamfight. Oh, Engineer's dead.
That's Puzzle Box there.
Pharaoh might be in trouble, actually, though.
He does have support in, actually, Vindicator. So, actually, Magnus is the one. And I need to be careful. Vindicator's still going, but they don't have any more stuns, Yeah, like, that Gauntlet boss was so big. Joint, man. Yeah, obviously, that was more just him going in, not necessarily reacting to it, but that would just happen to be perfect timing.
Yeah. Because like then Gauntlet, not only did he waste his Gauntlet blast, he had to run all the way back, and by that time a Ratchet was going off, his team was like completely dead pretty much, and it just really was really well played from KZ, or even good time. Like, I've got to give him the benefit of doubt and just say that was like a good disjoint because it was perfect pretty much. So really well played coming out from KZ. That was a big reason why they won that team fight though.
Oh, it's the reason.
They were fighting 4v5 as a result, and they could easily burst down the Vindicator. We actually saw in game 1 how the reason why Zinc was starting to win those team fights because they could easily burst down that Vindicator, and we saw that actually in this team fight here. And I think they need to get some kind of lockdown, even some more lockdown. If they somehow can get like a sheepstick or a health layer to sort of burst down Vindicator before he can get anything off, would be quite big actually. I don't know who's going to be able to farm it, but one of those would be quite big.
Yeah, probably Magnus in this point, or even the Flux. Magnus or the Flux. Flux both have the portal keys, and Flux is more about the jumping with the portal key, where Magnus wants to usually channel his ultimate for some time, so maybe Flux in that case. But anyways, point being, they do have some candidates there. But speaking of actually items, look at the glowstone here. Uncraft Disciple. He's going to go on the staff of the Master. This is one of those. I feel like I almost want to say like controversial. Is it really, really good? I mean, some people think that's very good on him. Others think it's like, not that great. But he's going to choose it for his damage route here.
Yeah. In my opinion, I think the staff is good, but I think I liked when actually Jesse started picking up. I liked because it was like, big old team fight, push early, kind of end the game early. That sort of team fight, stay green kind of aura to it. But in these sort of team fights or this kind of area, I don't think it's the strongest of with pickups. And also, the only problem is he's the main source of physical damage, and so really his overload is only kind of being a benefit to him. Like I like it when there's another sort of source of physical damage being able to take effect of the minus armor, and that's why that's where I think Staff of the Master is quite good on him. But in this case, I don't think it's the strongest. But I think it's probably in terms of 4,200 gold, like being a single like if the only item he can get next is Staff of the Master, I think he should get that instead of say like a Geomet's Bane or whatever, because the staff is one of those item pickups that. It's better earlier than later, if that makes any sense.
Oh yeah.
Because like a Geomet's Bane, it's good enough, but it makes Geomet's Bane is even better when you have extra items to it, because obviously it adds to your illusions, etc., etc. So if Corruption Disciple was not going to get any more items, I think Staff was probably the best 4,200 gold he could spend, and that's where like sort of Stay Green and Jesse were picking up the Staff of the Master, because they were ending like 20-25 minutes, and the last item Corruption Disciple would pick up would be the Staff of the Master. And that's why I think it works quite well. So it's not the biggest of issues, I think. Like it's not like, oh my god, why did he get Staff of the Master? Now he's gonna like lose the game. But it's one of those issues. Yeah, it's quite controversial. It's back and forth.
Yeah. Again, his farm in general has been he's been behind. He had to go that shrunken head first item because just especially how the game was going, and not the biggest farming tool. So he's doing enough, and now 340 gold per minute. Again, has that Staff of the Master at least now. He's level 17 as well, so has level 3 ultimate. Flux, did he just ulti? He did. Yeah. Again, more of a vision, scout things out.
Like all these crazy YOLO initiations coming out from Super KG, you need to be wary of wherever he's going, because you don't want to like get picked off from him. So those always are just for scouting purposes. One thing I like to bring up, I don't mean to like flame Panny, but whenever I see middle lane is going to get picked off.
They're going to go on a Pyromancer right here. Pyromancer going to fall, and the support can't get there in time.
Caster's curse, man, is so real.
Yep.
It actually is. Going back to, I remember actually one team that I think almost play the dual support, or the secondary support, and give him so much fun is Team Excellent. I remember where I think Fine, he plays like an almost perfect secondary support Pyromancer. He almost has like 300 to 400 GPM. And at the moment, like Panny's 100 GPM and really offering almost nothing to his team. Hasn't even got Steam Boost at the moment, and he is playing secondary support, I believe. And as a result, I'd really like to, see him, or I would have liked to have seen him sort of utilise the jungle more. I know, Fine and Team Excellent, they always stack the jungle and give, farm and recovery farm to the secondary support. We see, Pyromancer on Team Excellent having, Portal Key, Sheepstick by, 45 minutes, etc. And it really does make a difference, though. They're support, and they're not really farming that much, and they're only support, they're not that important. But it's really the supports that, add that extra little bit of damage or extra little bit of lockdown that can turn team fights.
Yeah, and Pyromancer is definitely one of those that he can become a solo, as you keep going back to, fine on the Pyromancer support role. She shows he can become a support role. Yeah, middle lane, though. They're going to be jumping right here. The Eruption is out. Vindicator gets pulled in. Will they be able to burst him out? Yes, they will. Pharaoh also gets caught in the process. He has barbed armor up, but that's not going to matter. So that's the pick that CiC was looking for. They're going to go right to Kongor, and there's no buyback. He just bought.
This game is definitely not over. Like I was saying, how the later this goes on, the worse and worse. But once they start getting picked off like this, I mean, CiC is definitely still in this game. If they take this Kongor as well, this Corrupted Disciple is getting bigger and bigger as well. Like he's been sort of the silent partner in this team. Actually, like it's been the sort of the flashy plays coming out from Magnus and Flux, but it's the Corrupted Disciple that's going to really ensure some kind of presence into the late game. So this Kongor as well going to even improve the team fight coming out from CiC. And they've sort of drawn back, especially the experience. I know they were like 5 to 6k experience down, but now they've only brought it back to 2k. I think Legion are still in a good position, but I have to admit, some of the item choices, particularly on Zibir, on the Vindicator, like he's quite squishy. We mentioned how the team fights were going bad for Legion in game 1 because he was quite squishy and getting picked off before he could get anything off.
Yeah.
And now he's got an Assassin's Shroud and Ghost Modulus, and he's got the Acolyte Staff, which is arguably one of the worst single items on itself. It offers just intelligence and it offers no strength.
For Vindicator, it's not too bad. He does have a sheepstick finish, though, to be fair.
True.
It's on the courier.
But like he's still so squishy, and you saw how easy it is for them to pick him off just with the Flux NG and Magnus combination. Like he's got 1700 life now, but I mean it sounds out there, but I mean even Behemoth's Heart would just get something to tank him up because he's the person that you need to stay alive if you want to win these team fights. In game 1, you were winning team fights day in day out as long as that Vindicator was alive, but once he started dying, like they killed him like twice when he had token in game 1 when they were pushing up top.
Yeah.
Just keep Vindicator alive, get some Storm Spirits, stay on like the Rhapsody or even the Puppet Master, just get something to help him out because he really does need it if they want to win this game.
Yeah, Puppet Master is kind of getting to that threat too. Again, he's played a secondary support here. He didn't go the usual Puppet Master build, no Assassin Shredder or anything like that. But a Hellflower, a Tablet Command, he's got some solid build here, and he's actually hitting pretty hard now. So that's something else to continue to keep in mind here as this game progresses on too, is that he's just going to get even more threatening as we move along at this rate. So a Demonic Breastplate also just finished by Gauntlet, actually. So a lot of big items, but though there's a fight brewing once again. Flux is ready. He has the ulti, everything's ready. Oh, the Puzzle Box minion gets in there, though. It stops it. Pharaoh gets in a big catch in the background. There's the Vindicator silence, and this should be big time for the Legion team. Or, well, that Mickey comes in with the stun. The Flux Bullet, the protective Melody, though, at the last second. She's going to fall, and the Hellborn team is falling quicker, though, it looks like. Vindicator, he's standing his ground, putting it auto attacks. The Token of Life, though, on Corrupted Disciple comes through. He comes right back up, and now they're going to chase them out. Is CiC Esports. They're going to pick off Puppet Master. What a fight. Oh man, I just had to watch health bars there because that was just...
I didn't even know what was going on, but like one thing to note, the Puppet did pop his ulti quite late. Like he popped it just in the end, just put it on Corrupted Disciple. Oh, Magnus is dead.
Oh.
So that's actually quite big, to be honest.
Finish, yeah.
That makes the team fight almost equal actually now. Good wolf coming out from Adra actually spotting that. But no, like with the Puppet Master ulti, like it's a really big ultimate. Like you need to get that off to give some added damage, which they definitely need. And the token was a big issue as well. Without token, they probably would have wiped that even more actually for the Legion side. But I mean, Hellborn are still in it though. Their team fight is not to be underestimated. They've slowly drawn back the golden XP. Pharaoh rocketing actually just to save himself, which probably needed. But yeah, like with the team fight, it's still there. I mentioned before the game in the draft about that, even though they might not have the strongest late game in terms of sort of carries or whatever, but their team fight is so good it almost sort of works into the late game. So they're definitely this game is anyone's game still, without a doubt.
Oh yeah, I mean again, looking back how that fight played out too from the beginning, Reason Gaming had the jump. I mean they got a big jump right there. Pharaoh got a huge mummy wall in the background. Vindicator started off with silence. Now you could question that at the same time. Vindicator using the silence. I mean, obviously it's hard to question that, but he used it very, very quickly. But Magnus was able to shrunken head and then eventually stun them because he wasn't within that 1,000 range to perplex. It seemed like so. I'm not sitting here saying he should be waiting to use that final chapter in these fights, but
yeah. One point to note though is that like if he waits too long, like he could drop before he even gets anything off. So I think like it's so hard to really get that perfect. Like sort of call on the final call or final chapter. I remember actually in game 1 when they were pushing bottom, when they initiated actually onto the final push down bottom, Vindicator actually didn't get his final chapter over. I rewatched game 1. He didn't get the final chapter over, and that could have been the reason why they lost the fight. I know Pebbles obviously missed his initiation in the end, but you have to get that final chapter off. It's almost as important as making sure you pop that Shrunken Head, and it does last 5 seconds now. He's sort of level 16, and so you're somewhat, it's not as bad as if you pop it earlier than if you pop it too late, pretty much. So it just comes down to timing, really. All about timing.
Middle lane again. Nope, just setting a mind trap is Slapter right here. Off into the trees, just illusions pushing. Magnus stuns in and quickly clears up that creep. Yeah, he's a very good counter push if he's able to do it like that. I mean, Volcanic Touch just drops those minions, so no push to be had. Once again, has that demonic breastplate himself, by the way. Very curious item to see on a Magnus usually, but hey, has it for the team
someone
in this
needs
case.
to get it, though.
Yep.
Yeah, someone needs to get it. But yeah, I thought, by this time Legion would start to really wreck face, but I think there was a few misplays and team coordination coming out from Legion. They weren't as 5 when Hellbomb was taking the team fight as 5, and as a result, they got the golden XP they needed to come back. But I'd honestly think that now it's started the game where Puppet really needs to act as a secondary carry. Pharaoh's offering, he's offering initiation and a bit of barbed armor damage and puzzle blocks, but he's not going to get any more farmed or any more impactful. It's the Puppet Master that needs to really act as a secondary carry.
Yeah.
And that's why initiation...
Well, they're going to try right here. Puzzle box comes out, but there's the tablet. Quick tablet, going to be fine. Hellborn team, they're coming. There's a mind trap there. Okay, that's going to do some good damage to Pharaoh. Engineer, okay, no, he's fine. Yeah, the sheep stick, no. That's very, very timid. It's not going to fully commit there. And they fall back from it. So, yeah, the catch, not to be. But you're right, though. I mean, it does feel like if Pharaoh's at that point of, okay, you have enough. I mean, he has another 3,000 gold saved up, sure, but.
It's the 3,000 gold, honestly, whatever he's going to buy is not going to be as important as, say, 3,000 gold in Puppet Master at this time. Puppet Master is when you get past level 60, it's your carries that really need to stop kicking in and to really make a difference in team fights, and he honestly needs 1 or 2 more items to really make a big difference. I think he should probably even get the Shrunken Head, because then he's not going to instantly die in the Magmus Flux Engineer combo. Oh, initiation's going to happen in.
They were almost trying to counter one right there, but they realized, that went to be back. Gauntlet goes in. No, Magnus. Gonna be fine. There goes Pharaoh, though. He catches 2. He gets the auto-flux right there. Gets tabbed out there right away. Are they gonna commit to this? No final chapter used just yet. No, nothing. Just there we go. The final chapter. Shrunken Heads are up, though. Now used after Shrunken Head going up for Vindicator. He's dropping very low. The Conduit doing a lot of work as well as the Overload. A lot of physical damage coming out for Christmas Apple right there. Pharaoh in the meantime, he's trying for the port out. He will be successful. Rhapsody, same story. Yes, is also fun. Everyone else gets out with the TP. It's kind of like Star Trek style right there, but. In the end, Vindicator is killed, and that's the big target. They might get a second, actually, yeah.
I think he might be dead.
He's going to buy a TP here.
Yeah, he's
in 3, 2, no. Grapples, hopes for the best. Portal key somehow. Yeah, it's not going to happen, though. There's no way. He just says, screw it, I'm going to go for it. Oh, never mind.
It's worth it, though. But I don't understand what's going on with these team fights. I think the superior team fight, just for that, in terms of AoE for Hellborn, is really making a difference in terms of the late game here. I've really thought Legion is going to start really wrecking face right now, but I mean, I've got to go back to the Assassin's Shroud pick up for Vindicator. It's doing absolutely nothing right now. He got 1 or 2 because actually middle lane, Corrupted Cyber might be falling here middle lane.
Yeah, he's going to try. I mean, this is a Corrupted, by the way, with the Behemoth's Heart, and he just melted right there. I mean, that was pretty quick. Pretty impressive to see, actually. By the way, he has a Behemoth's Heart. I'm kind of just picking up on that. So,
yeah.
Oh, big stun, though, in the middle lane. In the meantime, they catch the 2 out of position. Rhapsody goes down, and Pharaoh's going to go down. So, is there anything you can do, we can do better.
This game is going back and forth, back and forth.
It is.
Man, the initiation and the team fight in terms of Flux, Engineer, and Magnus is just so strong. Even in the 50-minute games, I really thought their effectiveness after Shrunken Heads is going to be so dramatically reduced, but it's still having such an impact even this late in the game. But it's still, I really don't think that Assassin's Shroud coming out from Zibe is honestly doing anything.
Yeah, that's what I question, honestly. It's that direction. Shrunken at first, it made sense. Assassin's Shroud follow? It's just scratching the head a little bit, yeah. Is that really the best choice? Now he's going to try to go in right here, but now he needs to be careful. Talbot's pushed and pulled every which way. It is going to be fine, but then the chase is going to start here for the Legion team. Gauntlet, he's kind of going in, not sure who to go for. It's going to change to Engineer. It looks like Engineer out of mana currently. As there's the eruption, the bottom with Magnus, the flux bullet as well. The Legion team melting. Gauntlet grapples out. He's going to pick up the kill on Engineer, but Puppet Master goes down. Vindicator, he got his Glyph of Silence down, but it doesn't matter. He falls shortly after. And yeah, recent gaming, I mean, they're falling apart, but CiC is playing well, man.
CiC are playing on it. Like, no wonder we saw like a 60-minute game coming out when they played this strategy against BMG. But
yeah.
Wow, oh wow, like I honestly think that the carries are just not carrying. Honestly, like they need to be doing more. Like the damage is just not enough, and I think this goes back to the Assassin's Shroud, but also Pharaoh's going in. Might be Pharaoh, yeah.
Yeah, Pyromancer.
This game is like still anyone's game. Oh, Gauntlet going in.
Oh, that was fun. Okay, he grapples. Actually, it does stun him out of the Steam Bath, and the auto attacks to finish him out. That worked out. Gauntlet blast on a flux. This game, you were about to say, it's crazy. I mean, as it continues.
Like, just when I say, oh yeah, Legion's got the advantage. Oh no, Hellbourne's got the advantage. Oh no, Legion's got the advantage. Like, it just goes back and forth, back and forth. I still think Legion needs like a couple more items on their carries to really make a difference, because still the Hellbourne's initiation and teamfight is still so strong though. Like it's still winning them teamfights, even though in theory I don't think it should. Oh, it's insane.
Corrupted Disciple, he's by himself. Yeah, I was just about to say, he's pushing up by himself right here now. I don't know if Gauntlet's going to be able to get here in time. He's going to go for the TP. Gauntlet Blast goes through. No, he doesn't have it. Grapple also would too, yeah. Okay, so going to be fine.
I think that was maybe a little premature coming out from Super KG. Like, Gauntlet was coming in. It looked like Corrupted was sort of almost staying for, you know, some more creeps to kill. But in the end, he's picked up the Staff of the Master. Like, it's like, yeah, it's good. No, he's going to ult all the
10
time.
seconds
but
now, yeah.
Imagine like this farm on Puppet Master. They'd have 2 carries right now. And,
oh yeah.
And I think with 2 carries, I don't think Legion will be losing these team fights. Gauntlet picks up a Health Flower. That's going to be quite a big issue if they can get the initiation. Oh, middle lane.
Yeah, Pyromancer's caught out of position, so is Engineer. The supporting cast going to be picked off right here.
So
and guess what? Conqueror's up. Double damage Puppet Master.
Man. So big. Like, I mean, they could have easily defended that. Magnus and Flux are coming up now, but with 2 heroes dead, like, so
Look
bad.
at Magnus just got a Frostfield plate, too. He has so much freaking armor. 42 armor himself. And so much farm for that matter, yeah.
He's the highest farming hero in the game, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah. Pick up a token onto the Vindicator. Hopefully this won't be the repeat of Game 1, but I guess we'll see.
I mean, the way Game 1 was different, though. It really did feel like the Legion team had more of an advantage, even though being down. They had a Moon Queen, though, I guess, on the Hellbourne team. But anyways, yeah, anything can happen, man. Ultimates are ready as soon as the supports are up to. No, Eruption's not. Okay, that's why. He's using it. There we go. He jumps in. Vindicator is going to start dropping. He's not going to shrug it. Protect the Melody comes out of the background. It's going to be a full duration, it looks like. He uses a final chapter, and now Corrupted Disciple gets pulled back in. Vindicator goes down. Corrupted is dropping, though. Corrupted Disciple is going to be picked up. Vindicator's back up and ready to go. He has a Shrunken up. He's putting it auto attacks. Magnus, he has all that armor, but he's tanky enough, it looks like. And Vindicator now just going to try to go on the run. Puppet Master does fall. Vindicator goes down. And CiC does hold yet again. Buyback, sure. But that's what it takes sometimes.
Like the masters of defending their base. Like, when do they ever lose racks without like losing a team fight? They are so on point with their initiation, their coordination, and just team fight potential is so good. Like they're going against 6v5 in arguably a team fight they should win, because it's like 50-60 minutes and they should be losing these team fights. But no, they stay strong and they play hard. And look, now they're pushing in to the Legion racks. And I mean, I thought Legion would almost have already won this game by now, but no, not in a game like this.
Yeah, there we go. The post haste already starting to kick in. Magnus picks it up. He post hastes in and gonna join his team as they're gonna get the tower. I don't know. Okay, yeah, they do get the tower. Pharaoh goes in though for a response. Will they support him? Probably not. He's like, you're on your own, buddy.
Just let him die.
You're on your own. Yeah. So Engineer is gonna fall right here in the end, but still.
He does have quite a long call. I don't know if they can make it. They might just push up mid. He doesn't have a buyback, actually.
True, yeah.
Gauntlet's up in 5 seconds. Like 70-second cooldown for a support is actually quite long. He's level 19, actually. And he's, yeah, they look like they're pushing mid. They want to take this racks now. Man, this is back and forth. I don't even know. I'm just
what a series, man. Oh, you see Wrath of the Pharaoh randomly. Again, it's only a 10-second cooldown, so... Or no, it's 20 seconds. What am I saying? I'm thinking Andromeda swap, but...
I should stop saying who has the advantage in teamfights, because I just keep getting like made wrong and proved wrong every single team.
This is just one of those games, man. I mean, it's you got it. The players are going to play, and it's going to come down to a lot of just, their skill, their initiation, and who gets the better jump, really, because... Yeah, it's trying to continue to analyze like who should be ahead. It's
so
like
insane.
It's not going to happen, yeah, with a game like this. But here we go once again. Magma starts to pull in. Puppet Master caught in the midst of that. He's dropping fast. They're protecting Melody once again, though, in the background. Meanwhile, in the background, Pyromancer gets picked up. Engineer still there. Remember, the Voodoo Puppet's out, and that just drops Corrupted Disciple. Magnus is able to stun out, but Flux, he cannot stun out like he can. Now, he is pretty tanky. He's going to try to use that to his advantage right here. That's a portal key. Yeah, he's going to portal key out. We'll be fine for now. Wrath of the Pharaoh's back up, though. That's good stuff. The Master, he dodges the hook. Will we see Wrath of the Pharaoh? No, we won't. He's not going to use it, actually.
No, Magnus didn't buy back.
Did they buy back? No, no buybacks have been used in this fight. Gauntlet does get picked in the end. Wow, so they're able to reset, actually. You see the dust coming out from the courier right there. And Pharaoh's going to be able to pour it out and be fine in the end. Well then, another holds.
I mean, I'm like, oh yeah, Flux shouldn't have the strongest characters, but they are so damn tanky. Like, you see how hard it is for them to drop. They've got Behemoth on like Corrupted Disciple. They're all like almost 3,000 HP. Magnus is still really tanky as well. He's filled himself with armor, 42 armor. He's so hard to drop as well. Like, oh man, this game is just crazy. Like, the carry potential of Flux, and even Magnus to an extent, is actually still quite decent. They're so tanky. Actually, you might be killing Pharaoh here in the middle lane as well.
Our Pharaoh might be killing him. Barbed armor doing a work, actually, and Flux needs to be careful. Yeah, no, they got supporting cats coming in with Engineer. He's able to dodge the kegs down, but probably going to be the end of him. He has ultimate coming up in 1 second. Maybe go for a crazy turn. Yeah, it's not going to happen. He ends up falling. The Frostful Skull doing work here for Flux. Yeah, not only extra tanky, but a lot of less kite potential.
And they're really like showing the carry potential of the strength heroes. Honestly, like they're so tanky, so hard to drop. Like and with this sustained damage, like Corrupted Disciple can maybe get like a nice conduit off the longer it lasts, and really like with Puppet only having a health flare, it's Vindicator doing all that damage. And as we stated before, he's been stuck on this Assassin's Shroud that's really gave him absolutely nothing. And yeah, they've got good magical bursts coming out from Gauntlet, but they need sustained damage, sustained physical damage, or sustained any kind of damage.
I also feel like Puppet Master's been sitting on 3,000 plus gold for a long time now. I mean, he ended up using one in the buyback, but it's like that's another one of those things. Is like just I don't know, you gotta spend that gold, and you're in these fights here.
Yep.
It's gotta spend it somewhere. I mean, something tells me he's going to be going for Shrunken, but then why not at the very least buy a Mighty Blade? I mean,
true.
It's something to help, but. He has 4,000 gold. We'll see if he's just going to go for that Shrunken now. Or, yeah, he's just going to go for the Shrunken. I mean, it is good, obviously, yeah, against this Hellborn team. But now that gold spent into that, now going to continue to farm once again. But he's yet to be over that 300 gold per minute mark, and that continues to go back to just the farming priority here once again on the Legion side, and how he hasn't been having the most because other heroes are just simply taking it. So that communication comes to be an issue. Engineer, though, finishing off these triple stack games with Pyromancer. That's no Corrupted. By the way, Corrupted getting a portal key here.
Woo!
Yeah, that's an interesting item to see on Corrupted.
Say what?
I mean,
okay, that's really interesting, but I don't really know what to make of that. Like, I understand he wants to get in, jump in, like with
he has no stun. I mean, it's like
I don't know. Like, I don't think he needs. Like, they've got Flux and Magnus for the initiation. I don't know. I don't know why he needs that.
Why not go for like a Shroud if you want to assist with initiation or something like that?
Or like he's got mobility. Yeah, if he goes Shroud, he's got the mobility, and at least that offers somewhat, carry potential. But I think they're just gonna get port keys on everyone because that's the stuff that CiC do. Like, Engineer picks one up as well. Like, this is gonna be like a lot better team fight. Like, once this port key on Engineer, like they're gonna get really perplexed and they're gonna cause a lot of issues here for the Legion side if they don't pop their Shrunkens before the initiation happens.
Now, the map control, I mean, the Legion team seems to have the map control here. You see they're in the Hellborn jungle, farming it out. They got some good aggressive wards coming down. That's kind of been the case, but as we've seen, the last 2 attempts now to go into the base here from Reason Gaming is completely stalled. At minimal cost for CiC. I'm sure they've used a couple buybacks. Obviously, that's going to happen, though. And they're pushing it back out again.
And, I don't know, like, to me, it just feels that the carry potential on Vindicator and Puppet is just not what it needs to be after 60 minutes. It feels to me that Vindicator's had the Shrunken Assassin's Shroud and Sheepstick for quite a while right now. I don't know where his progression's really happened. He's got the Arcana, so he's making his way to the Hellflower, but I mean, we saw in Game 1 his potential if he just goes Sheepstick and Hellflower. He was doing absolute insane damage, and I think really the Assassin's Shroud has really sort of hampered his ability to carry this game.
Yeah.
He's making his way though, so... I mean, another item on Puppet and Vindicator, and I still think they're going to at least outcarry the Flux and Magnus, but themselves, like the Magnus and Flux, are so tanky. Like, although they don't offer a lot of damage, they're almost carrying in the sense that they're soaking up so much damage coming out from Vindicator and Puppet that the Corrupted, who's doing the damage, can dish out the damage, you know, unimpeded. So, man.
Apparently a little bit of a DC issues there, but short pause, and I'm sure we'll be good to resume once again pretty quickly. Again, this is game number 3, guys. This is it, but what a series it's been. Expecting a good series. This is turning out to be one of the better series we've had in a long time, frankly. I mean, all 3 games have just been action-packed and back and forth between these 2 teams, but here we are, and 61 minutes in now to this one. And again, you know, the fact that this series alone has had 2 60-plus minute games also says something.
It just shows how close actually these 2 teams are. Like we've seen quite a few sort of storms, you know, 15-minute CCs, etc., etc. But it shows that these 2 teams are actually really quite close in terms of, you know, skill level and just all together. And it's really nice to see these 2 teams going at it. Like really, just shows, you know, the potential of Hon, and just really good games of Hon. And this finale and the end of the series is going to be spectacular. I can picture it.
You know, I'm kind of, you mentioned that as far as these teams being evenly matched and everything, and again, it is kind of funny to note too, Reason Gaming, they're technically using 2 ringers. Now, these ringers are great players, obviously, in Super KG and Exhibit, as they've been showing, but Imba Boy and Zane not here, and you kind of wonder. I honestly have liked their play style, like how they've been playing together. But, I mean, in the end, you can't, I'm not saying they should do anything about it, but it's just funny to note.
It must be like the Vindicator, like really adding that extra something that Reason need.
Yeah, exactly. Vindicator. All right, so Mickey having some DC issues here. Just going to try to restart perhaps and make that a good thing once again. But yeah, again, that you're talking about that BMG CiC series or that game that went they had a similar lineup. And that was where, again, they were playing. Flux was played by Flux was played by Keizu, and Mickey was playing Magnus. But this time they kind of have it swapped. I kind of wonder if we're going to see maybe something like that Doombringer Flux come out eventually.
I mean, I think I could definitely see it happening. Like, Doombringer is almost a risky pickup if, like, you get it on like kind of a fragile carry. Yeah, it does so much damage, but if you die, then it's going to be dangerous. But this Flux isn't dying. Like, we saw how tanky he is, and especially with like the breastplate coming out from Magnus to offer that extra armor, like. Honestly, getting Doombringer wouldn't be a bad decision, but at the same time, I don't think it's at the stage of the game or the desperation is needed yet. I mean, maybe if they lose a team fight, then maybe the Doombringer is viable, but at this moment, I think if you just add like another item, regardless of what it is, maybe like Savage, or even save it like for the potential of buying Doombringer, but I don't think he needs it just about now, because if he does lose it, that could be the end of the game. And I think like Hellborn are still in a really good position though in terms of team fighting, so they don't need that extra risk to give them the advantage they need, because I think they already have the advantage already. So
yeah, the gold being saved up here again. You think of the GPM charts. Keizu continues to be on top. Not only that, but he's even rising. 525 gold per minute Magnus here. This is definitely not often we see a very, very farmed Magnus, but he's been accomplishing that. And I actually want to say, I mean, I don't know, wasn't that epic game, but I remember seeing a Magnus recently go like a Savage Mace or something like that, with just a very, very battle-heavy late-game build. But I'm not suggesting that's going to be the case here necessarily, but it's not out of the question with what he has. I mean,
he's pretty maxed out. I mean, like, he could sell the portal key, but I think that initiation and, you know, with the Flux Engineer Magnus is the reason why their sort of team fight is so strong. So sort of selling the portal key could hamper that. I mean, they've still got like loads of items you can put on the courier. Like, I'm being serious, like, if you can go like max codex, it can be a big difference. It sounds troll, but I'm being like, I've seen games being turned by bursting down the carry with like a level 5 codex from the courier. Like 800 damage is like nothing to joke about, really. Like, seeing as like Vindicator is squishy already, if you can get like a codex off from a courier, can be the difference between like winning and losing a team fight, because bursting down the carry. But he's still got like buyback to use. So I think before he does anything crazy like Codex Courier or Sheepstick Courier or like anything like that, he's gonna use save money for buyback first because that's obviously more important.
Still have those, yeah. He still has a 1 buyback as well as Engineer. As far as the other buybacks, Puppet Master and Vindicator, of course, both using 1. But outside of that, not a whole lot of buybacks have been used, of course, so still plenty to go. And again, being at 62 minutes, it's still very possible we could have more game left, plenty more game left with that set. As Kongor, he's not up just, is a token on somebody right now? Am I missing that? No, it's been used, right?
I think so.
Yeah, it's been used, so Kongor's got to be coming up here shortly.
I don't know the exact timings of when it's coming up.
Yeah, but it would be the 3rd Kongor, I believe, too.
Let's have a look. 23:48. In terms of it should be up here actually like now. It's like it died at, in terms of chat, it died at like 23:48, and then people are sort of saying stuff at 23:58. So it should be coming up in the next minute, pretty much.
All right. So yeah, I mean, Vindicator does have an Arcana here. This could be several different items. It could be the Resto Stone that we were talking about.
You know what I'd actually really like to see here is actually what's the I'm thinking of?
Harkons?
Yeah, that one exactly. Yeah. Because I said how tanky Magnus is, but that's all armor. Look at 43 armor. That's so insane. But look at his magic armor. Yeah, he's got a shrunken, but I mean the shrunkens are really sort of dying out. He's only got 5 seconds on his shrunken, but he's only got 5 magic armor. He turns that into a Harkon's blade plus the minus armor that Harkons give. He's gonna be doing so much more damage than what he would normally do on Magnus. And I think it's a good pickup, honestly.
Yeah.
I think he'll have to just be quite wise to toggle it on and off depending on who has a shrunken and who doesn't, etc. But I think Zibby's a good enough player to be able to sort of toggle it on and off. But I think Harkons actually would be quite a good pickup here, actually.
And then there's the Hellflower route. Obviously, he could go too with that.
Yeah, the only problem with Harkon's blade though is I know I'm going to get flamed for chat, but like I think he can only have he can either have Master's Incantation or the Harkon's blade activated.
Okay, yeah.
85% sure. I don't think you can have both on. And although people are like, yeah, then he shouldn't go Harkon's blade. But I mean, the difference between 43 armor, going through 43 armor or going through 5 armor I think is more important than using the Master's Incantation, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that's only for the case of Magnus.
Exactly. Corrupted, that's what I was going to say.
Corrupted has 16 armor. Flux has 16 armor, which I mean, but then they only have like 5 armor or 10 armor, depending if they've got vestments or not. I think you can make an argument for either case. To be fair, like if everyone was stacking, like say if you were going against a keeper, or if everyone had like masses and massive armor, then maybe I think Harkon's blade would be a better pickup. Mm-hmm. I still think like if he goes Harkon, I'm not gonna say that's a bad pickup because I think it's still good. I just think Hellflower could be good as well. I think. You get sometimes in iron pickups that there's no wrong iron pickup. I think they're both good. It just depends on what he feels comfortable with, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. I think either way would be quite good.
Yeah, I mean, he has 2,600 gold saved up here, so obviously we'll find out in the nearer future what that may possibly be. But I mean, with the way things are shaping up here, I mean, CiC is kind of in that Kongor area. It kind of makes me wonder if they know that he might be resurrecting here shortly and. Going to try to clear that out. As far as vision goes, see the Legion Ward very aggressive up here. Going to be wearing off soon, though, from Adro. That was placed for a reason in gaming, but as far as CiC is concerned, they got some good vision around that Kongor pit already and just recently placed. So, yeah, they're definitely going to be planning for that.
Has Kongor died twice? Is he going
to like I said, I believe this would be the 3rd Kongor, if I'm not mistaken. So.
Okay, right. Yeah, that's even more incentive that they need to take this Kongor, without a doubt.
Okay. So, yeah, here we go. Apparently Mickey was just having some lag issues there, but...
He picked up the Hellflower actually on Flux, which isn't a bad item pickup. Like, Hellflower is quite a good carry item actually. 51 damage and 30 attack speed, as well as obviously the Perplex and stuff. He picks up the... Or did he sell that?
I think he was kind of gauging how much money he had, to be honest. So, but I'm pretty sure that means he's going to be going Resto Stone.
Yeah. So. And I actually think if he was going to go Resto, I think he should have gone Resto Stone the first game because he would have had the Hellflower use as well. Like, obviously, Resto Stone and Assassin's Shroud isn't big deal, really.
You got Sheepstick, those too, to be fair.
Yeah, he's obviously and Shrunken. I'm not saying it's a bad item to pick up now. I just think maybe in game 1 would have
made even more sense there. Yeah, I think a lot of people are honestly and in agreement with us about this Assassin's Route. I think it's kind of been proven in this game. It's just that has proven to maybe not be the best item to pick up, but hey, what's done is done. You can't look back on it now if you're playing. I mean, this game is still going on, so.
Yeah, and also to be to give him the benefit of doubt when he got actually bottom lane. This could be big.
Oh, are they catching out here? Yeah, they are. Pharaoh's going to be caught. Barbed armor goes out. It's not going to matter, though. That's not going to scare them off by any means. He goes down. I was looking at Puppet Master top lane. I thought they were going to go for him. Because they are actually. Power Master stuns as soon as he tries to TP. And Puppet Master's going to fall. 2 players are dead just like that in opposite lanes.
They both have buyback, but I mean, Congo, I think we said it should be coming up soon, I believe. And I don't know if they want to buy back for that or not, but lucky they've got buyback because that could have honestly been like a Rax down instantly, which is obviously something they do not want to happen. But going back to the Vindicator, he to give him the benefit of doubt, when he did pick up the Assassin's Shroud, it was a lot more sort of ganking orientated, like that would have obviously been useful for the Assassin's Shroud. The Congo is up and they are taking him now, and this is going to be so bad for Legion right now. Not only they're going to fight against 65, they'll be going against Cheese as well.
Yeah.
Or Bananas, or whatever it's called.
The Bananas in this case, yeah. So it's going to be absolutely a Conger kill. Just a matter of a couple more seconds now. And again, going to be having that. There's the Restal Stone on Vindicator. So
I'm looking forward to see how this is actually going to play out.
I mean, we're sitting here saying 10 seconds of lockdown of silence, but obviously, realistically, it's not that much. It's actually Gauntlet.
Gauntlet?
Yeah, he missed the grapple to hook on a Rhapsody, but he's going to be fine in the end. Not going to chase. But again, you have to keep in mind that the first one, they'll most likely use their Shrunken Heads right after, as we've been seeing. But then that's where, if you're Vindicator, do you then just rest a stone and then use it right away again? I mean, it's like... It's kind of a tough place, honestly, in that sense, too.
Yeah,
so.
I think it could go either way. I think if he gets like a good silence off before anything happens, I think you could rush stone and then just silence instantly again, because it's obviously the early stages of a team fight that are the most important. Because if you can get like a good initiation or burst someone down, then obviously that's why using your spells instantly and one after the other is obviously a lot better than sort of staggering, or not staggering, but you know, holding on to spells. So I think if you can get like a good first final chapter, I think you should definitely just rest the stone and do it instantly straight after whatever level.
I'm thinking about it too. Like I almost want to say you can give some validity to Vindicator going to Portal Key himself, because again, that if he's in within 1,000 range, it will actually perplex them. So
I thought he was going to get initiated. He was out of position,
yeah.
I thought.
Not out enough, though. He's going to use that Ranger. There's the hook on it. Corrupt Disciple pulling, though, from Flux and counter. And here we go. Vindicator in the background. He's held flat. He's taking a lot of damage. Here comes the Protective Melody. At the last second, Magma stuns in, though. Rhapsody most likely going to end up falling. Here we go, though. Final chapter 1 has been used. He has a second one still. Rest is up. There's the second final chapter. They are deep in the base of CiC Esports. Bananas used by Flux. He's holding his ground. In the meantime, Corrupt Disciple chasing in the background. He just got that wing bow recently. He gets 1 kill. Gauntlet and grapple not enough to save him. Look at how far they're diving. And it doesn't matter. The damage output is just not enough for the Legion team. They're going to catch Corrupt Disciple right here. Maybe they will get a kill right here at least. It looks like the evasion not going to be enough. Barely. Yes, they finally do. But it comes at a cost. I mean, their X is already dead. They're diving in further. Vindicator goes down. He does not have a buyback, actually, as Gauntlet already popped back. He's going to try to finish off the Swagmas here, a.k.a. Mickey in this case, or Kiz, excuse me. But Gauntlet is actually, okay, well, this is, that was an illusion. Okay, so going to be fine. They get the range racks, and that's the end of that. Well, then.
Yeah, losing 1 rack isn't the biggest of issues. Like, at this sort of stage in the game, yeah, you're going to lose lane control, but at this stage of the game, it's just going to be team fight after team fight, trying to see if they can sort of finish the game out. So 1 rack isn't the biggest of deal. It's when they lose 2 is when they have to sort of get stuck back in their base. But again, it just shows the strength of the team fight coming out from Hellbourne. It doesn't matter what stage of the game, it's going to be so important. Although, to be fair, they did have the benefit of Token and Cheese, or Bananas, and that's honestly saved Flux particularly, as well as obviously raising Corrupted back from the dead. I think actually, if they didn't have the Token or the Bananas, actually, I think Legion would have obviously done a lot better in terms of team fight. But I think they might have even come out ahead actually. The rest of the stone for Vindicator was actually doing quite a lot of work there. You saw the jagged sort of initiation coming out from Hellbourne, really disjointed by the final chapter. And I think the rest of the stone is definitely working. But you said before, they just don't have enough damage to really cut through this tanky lineup coming out from Hellbourne.
I mean, that was so evident that last fight, if it wasn't evident already. They dove so far into their base. They were beyond the shrine. They were almost to the well-out point throughout most of that fight, and it's like they still couldn't make them pay for that for the most part. I mean, sure, they got a couple kills by the end and whatnot, but the racks were killed. They had to use a couple buybacks, and I think CiC Esports is just fine with the overall situation here of what happened. So, yeah, where do you get that damage? I mean, the Brutalizer picked up on my Goblin, not one you'd usually see, but I guess that's a start, yeah.
Yeah, it's like extra little bit of lockdown as well and extra bit of damage, but it just goes back, like, this puppet just needs to, like, this is why I wanted the puppet to be the second farmer. Like, yeah, like, you know, Gauntlet has got a lot of farm and stuff, and Pharaoh's got more farm, and like Pharaoh Puppet is the four-man farmer. But if he was the second-man farmer, he would have like the same farm as Vindicator, if not even better. And the damage issue would not be the case here for Legion, and I think they'd be doing 10 times better in the team fights. But alas, it's not the case, and as a result, they're just lacking on cutting through this tanky team. Like, that Wingbow and Behemoth type combination is just absolutely insane for Raptor. He's just not falling at all. He's kind
of quietly been doing this, man. I mean, Flensmeister, his impact was very minimal. It was a lot about this holy trinity of Magnus, Flux, and Engineer especially, their AoE potential. He's kind of there to help clean up or whatever. But now he's like, okay, yeah, he's a big threat. He just will right-click you down. And it's hard to stop that because he has a lot of life and he evades all your attacks. So good luck with that is basically what it comes down to. And he's going for a similar rage next, too, on top of it all. That's just going to do it. Vindicator gets caught right here. This is a huge pickoff. He does not have a buyback. He won't, at least. He did initially, but now he doesn't. And that could be GG.
That honestly could be the... Oh, man, that's so frustrating.
You know what he did? He sold his tablet before he died, too, hoping to get enough. But he didn't have. He still doesn't have enough.
That honestly could be. Is it? How close is he? Can he get?
He must. Through? I think he needs to have over 2K honestly at this point, and it's not going to be in time. So,
like, but the only problem is like they lost Rax middle lane, and so obviously he's almost farming too deep in even at his ancients. Obviously he doesn't have any tier 1s or tier 2s, and they've lost Rax, and farming there it's just really risky, and as a result he's going to pay for it. Although, even if they do lose this second rack, it's still not over, but it's going to be so hard to come back from it, though.
There we go, pushing into the base here. The racks are going to more than likely end up falling once again. You see Vindicator, 23 more seconds still and counting, so yeah, it sucks if you're using here. They literally are just sitting in their well. Like, it's, what do you do? I mean, if they go out any bit, they're probably being susceptible to be jumped, so it's like, we just got to sit here and let it be done, and well, they let it be done, but yeah, now you're in just a horrible spot if you weren't already.
Yeah. I mean, like, this game has honestly gone back and forth, but now they're 20,000 gold lead. I know it's not the biggest of deals because it's like 70 minutes into the game, but just the items the Hellborn has, like, although they don't have the strongest of... oh, Pharaoh just hooks onto Rapsy. He's trying to get the Engineer. I don't know if you saw that, but... Unfortunately, yeah, Pharaoh like tried to hook onto the Engineer top lane, but yeah, Rapsy was unfortunately in front of him, so he couldn't catch it in the end. But yeah, it's like this, as they're so far behind in terms of gold, like the amount of items this Hellborn side has is just almost carrying them in the sense of that. Although they don't have the best carry heroes, the items are doing the carrying for them. So.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I think our Legion team is. They maybe have one more fight left in them before this could just be overall GG. I thought that might have even been it. But again, CiC played that also pretty safe themselves. They weren't really diving in by any means. But yeah, just look at how tanky they're continuing to get, man. Yeah. You freaking Axe of the Malphite now on Flux. 3,800 life on him. You have 3,300 just about on Corrupted Disciple. You have 2,300 on Magnus plus like 50 million armor. And they're going to actually try to go for a kill right here. But yeah, he just stunts out, and that's that. So
it's like bringing back the tank meta, like. But like this sort of tank meta somewhat works though. Like Legion don't actually have a sort of set, legit, sort of usual carry with like say your agility sort of carries like Dark Lady, Mage Man, that kind of late game hard carry. Yeah. Like the agility. Oh man, I'm losing my voice. Oh sorry, middle lane.
There's a catch right here. Pyromancer, but again, Talbot's coming into play. And Magnus does it. He's caught in the mummy walls down. A little bit awkward.
Not here.
That's not what he planned. There's a Vindicator silence, actually, but will they capitalize? I don't think so. So, well, that's...
Man, that would have been quite decent for a fight on Legion. Corrupted Cyber wasn't there. Oh,
look at Flux! This is Flux pulling a Puppet Master. Protected Melody comes out. Meanwhile, off to the side, they do catch Corrupted Disciple. So Puppet Master goes down, but at what cost here? Corrupted Disciple goes down. The second Vindicator ultimate is used. Flux, he just doesn't care, though. He's just holding his ground, putting an auto attack. Magnus comes in. They get the kill on Pharaoh. And now they're going to push it. Corrupted Disciple already bought back. They're going straight cutthroat here. Pharaoh does not have a buyback. St. Rox does, but he's going to have a Shark and Head on cooldown for another 50 seconds as well. And they might have to catch Vindicator. If this is it, if he's dead. Yeah, the grapple completely wins. This is it. GG. CiC is going to take it in the end. Wow, what a crazy game, though.
73-minute long game. Oh, man, like, it's just so frustrating, though, because I really think Legion had this game, but with a few bad item pickups and really not prioritising farmer on this puppet is the reason why the help on CiC could easily just tank up and just withstand the physical damage coming out from Legion. But yeah, like Legion didn't really have you know, like a set late game agility carrying. So obviously the higher level these heroes are getting, obviously they're increasing their intelligence, but
yeah.
In terms of armor, they're not the usual carries, which are normally obviously agility carries, like this Corrupted Disciple. Impacting into attack speed and higher armor, and as a result, they can't really cut through this tanky mess of the strength heroes like Flop. But he's only 4,000 HP.
Yeah, you see right here, they're just in case. I mean, they know Mega Creep's going to be spawning right here. There you go. So again, the Legion team, it's just a matter of time now. I can understand why they wouldn't want to concede, you know, again, especially in a game like this where you're at this point, why not just let it finish out with the way the series has been, but for any bit of hope. But yeah, him getting picked off there was huge. And yeah, I know it's late over there in Europe in general. It's for these players as well. It's a Saturday still, but it's definitely going to be later on. What's that?
Yeah, so I really think it does have an impact, though, like with fatigue and sort of stamina, especially on esports, though. Like those, a few pickoffs could have just been down to like players being a bit tired, you know, yawning, not really paying attention, and they end up getting picked off. And and it really does come down to to play. Like if you're not sort of ready and sort of focus 100%, like you can lose this game like just over a few pickoffs in the sort of later stages of the game. But it just goes back to the maybe increased experience coming out from CiC, playing even when it's really late and they're sort of behind. But they're going for a final push now, though.
Here
so
we go.
This is going to be the final fight.
Here we go. Yeah, this is obviously very, very desperate, but it's the only chance that they got. So. Vindicator ultimate is going to be off. 50 more seconds on the rest, still stunned. Behemoth's Heart just finished on a Flux. He has 4,300. Why even try to attack him? I mean, they're going to go for it. Puppet's ultimate comes out as well. There's the Vindicator sounds. Flux actually may fall. Flux goes down. He actually does fall. He does have a buyback, though, which he uses right away. Magnus, in the meantime, in the background, he's putting an auto attack. Sheepstick on a Rhapsody as Gauntlets keep an engineer occupied. But there's a pull from Flux on top of the energy field. And the follow-up is there, and it is official. GG, well played. Game 3 will go to CiC Esports 75 minutes later. This series overall, man, I mean, it's basically been a 4-hour series through 3 games, but all just great games, and thus CiC comes out on top in the end, though. So, what a series,
Yeah, I mean, I was really looking forward to this game, but I did not expect such a treat for this series. Really, really well played by both teams, honestly. But in the end, CiC just came out ahead. They deserve it, you know. They played well, and even when they were behind, they kept their cool. They didn't lose their temper or their focus or the morale, and ended up winning in the end. So well played in the end. But wow, what a series!
You're Vindicator. I mean, as impressive as he was to watch, he goes 0-2 in the series. So I mean,
it's fine. Don't worry. It's good. Just maybe needs a few refining in terms of iron choices.
Of course, yeah. No, yeah, that third game, there's no doubt you could. It's not like it's a hindsight thing, but I mean, it was in the game itself when it first happened with the assassin shot. It's like, that's your item, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about that, and yeah, no doubt that was. I would probably think if we were to ask Zibe, it's like, would you do that again? You know, probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
You probably even openly admit that'd be no. Bad
yeah,
choice,
like I mean, to give him the benefit of doubt, though, when he did pick up that Assassin's Shroud, I said it before that like there was a lot more action and a lot more ganking, and that's where Assassin's Shroud would be a lot more bare. But it's just unfortunate when he picked it up, it was a lot sort of farming oriented and more team fight and stuff. But,
well. I also think another fault, too, was no doubt in recent game in the terms that they didn't prioritize Puppet Master as a second or third farm even. Definitely. I mean, Pharaoh was even more priority over him, and you could argue that he should have been second even with Buff Gauntlet. But a couple things there, no doubt, that recent game you can kind of look at. But, I mean, it does ultimately go back at the same time to CiC Esports. They persevere. They did enough. They tanked up. And they made it work, and they do pull through with the victory. And that's obviously the end goal.
They really surprised me. I was like, oh, yeah, the later this goes on, the better. Reason I've got of winning, but I mean it doesn't always work out in theory, practicality trumps theory, etc. So CiC they really played that Flux engineer Magnus combo so well though, even into the late stages. So what a game and what a series, to say the least.
What a game indeed. So, CiC Esports, they do take the Series 2 games to 1 once again. It's knowing that we had even some ringers here, but Reason Gaming, it was so fun to watch. And, Super KG and Exhibit, I mean, you talk about players that, don't really have home